It's died. It's all over. It's all over, Rover. I'm Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. HyperNation. It's died. They've sent out a PDF to the nodes to explain to the community what happened. Everyone's, oh my goodness, it fell over. And I'm not going to bore you too much, but I have the PDF right here in front of me. And this was given to nodes, and nodes were to tell the community. So what's happening at the moment then? Well, the community's gone wild. We have a Telegram group where we're encouraging people to sign a petition about their losses in HyperNation. We have been struggling. It's not my petition, but I've been helping the people promote it. 850 people had signed the petition. Took us about 2 months to get to that number. In the last 2 days, we're up to nearly 1,400 people have signed the petition. The community has woken up. They now realise that silly guy behind the computer, their saviour from HyperVerse, was actually not that silly after all. So let's have a quick look. I'm not going to bore you with the whole PDF. We will go through it and we'll go through and see what actually happened and why it fell over. If you're a busy person and you have a short attention span, basically this PDF that was given to us by corporate, who we don't know who they are, but in this video, I will show you who they are and who's behind it. And also, I've got a Telegram group asking me to name and shame everyone who's involved in it so they can go after them. Well, that's not going to happen. Those people are probably going to get away with it. Just letting you know now. What we really want to do is find Ryan Drew, Sam Lee, Jaden Wee, and the two Kevins. And we've got to take out those people at the top, because I'm going to show you in this video why that is really important. So let's just have a little bit of a look at memory lane. Now, I come into the picture when HyperVerse was going off. It's just been renamed from HyperFund, and HyperFund had just been renamed from HyperCapital. And HyperCapital was set up from a company called Colin Star Capital. And Colin Star Capital owned 40% of a company that Sam Lee owned in Australia called Blockchain Global. Now, when you first saw HyperVerse, they raved how wonderful Ryan Drew was and that Sam Lee was a genius and he owned this company called Blockchain Global. Now, all the way through these videos, we have been told that they don't know who corporate is. Well, we do. It is Ryan Drew, Jaden Wee, which you might not know about, but if you go all the way back, he used to be the CEO of HyperFund and HyperVerse. And then they replaced him with Stephen Reese Lewis, which I used to love mimicking. And people asked me the other day, did we ever find that guy? Well, apparently he was a paid actor. No shit, Sherlock. And he's meant to be retired now in Thailand. Who knows? But that's the rumours that I've heard. So what have we got here? We've got, so way at the very start, Adam and Eve, there was a company called Bitcoin Group. And they formed a company called Colin Star Capital. And then Sam Lee had his Blockchain Global. Colin Star Capital, at one point I heard, bought 40% shares in Colin Star Capital. Remember, Ryan Drew has about 300 platforms that he's invested in, and also insinuated that he owns 7% of Binance. Wonder if he owned any FTX. Who knows? Who cares anymore, eh? He's got all your money. I don't actually believe that Sam, Ryan, and Jaden actually control the money. I believe that they have a chief financial officer called Kevin. Now, in one of my other videos, I can't remember his last name, but there's two Kevins, and they're not on social media. I believe it's mafia. Yes, and it's an underworld where it's a criminal network of people. And I'm going to show you in the next few videos how a lot of these Ponzi schemes are connected. I'm going to show you how the new one that they're doing, which I can't even pronounce, and I will get it right. I'm going to have to get it read to you.
Satoshi.
Normally it takes me about 10 videos before I can pronounce. Now, Satoshi has actually got code on their website from HyperVerse. Now, let me get this right. HyperNation is using the same HTML code that Satoshi is using. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown about HyperVerse. Now, HyperVerse was basically a Ponzi scheme. Now, if you invested $300, they were going to pay that back to you in rewards. And it's 1% per day with 3% per day. And they also offered people an opportunity of a lifetime that if they referred their friends or their family members into it, they would give them 20%. And then if their family member or friend referred somebody into it, the person who originally referred them into it would get an additional 15% and 10% and 5%, and it went all the way back, which meant that a staggering 52% of the money that went into HyperVerse actually got paid back to the multi-level marketers who were promoting it. And that was why you'd sort of get people saying, oh, no, it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's a real deal, I've got money out of it. There was the mum and dad investors who put money in at the start, and they were hoping to get their return on their investment in 600 days. They moved the goalpost because it was bleeding too much money, and then they changed it to 4 times the reward over 1,330 days. And that just meant that bought them more time before it all fell over. Now, I'm not going to go into it too much more, but a lot of people right now are really burnt because they really believed the system was going to work, and they really believed they was going to get a lot of money, and they really believed all the money was just going to fall from the heavens, and this passive lifestyle that they've been preached and sold is actually going to eventuate, and everyone's going to live on a happy earth for the rest of their life. So they gave you some pretty amazing stories. For example, they promised a metaverse, and this metaverse was where you could buy real estate, NFTs, the whole 9 yards. Well, that never eventuated, and we had a lot of people promoting it. So if you just go and have a look at my background picture here, you can see along the bottom, you can see a lot of the VIP 5s in that picture. Now, the VIP 5s are the one that made the real money. I heard today, it could be a rumour, that Keith Williams, who claims he has stage 4 cancer, was making $250,000 a day out of HyperVerse. Now, Kalpesh Patel, he left. Now, why did he leave? Well, he was talking to Sam Lee. Sam Lee said to him, hey, look, Kelp, we've actually been taking the money out of HVT or out of HyperVerse and transferring it into Bitcoin and putting it into little wallets. Oh, have you? He said. And then Sam Lee goes, yeah, and we haven't actually been doing any whale trading. And also, you know how we was telling you guys that we're investing in startups? We haven't been doing that either. And Kalpesh is going, oh my God, you guys are criminals. Anyway, what happens then? Oh, and then he said, oh, and by the way, we're looking for somebody to do an exit strategy, and we're hoping that you would do it for me. Well, Kalpesh threw his hands up in the air and said, I'm an ethical businessman. I'm not going to do a slow exit strategy to the community. And what else did they say? Something else was quite interesting there. Oh, they never intended to pay back anyone their money. Yeah, so listen to that. So you might be familiar with Keith Williams. Well, he come along in just before December, I think, I forgot when it was, November. And he must have taken the slow exit strategy option because he was made the global sales representative for HyperNation. Didn't want anything to do with HyperVerse. No, he's washing his hands clean of that. And then all of a sudden he was everywhere, and then he was nowhere. He disappeared. In mid-December, Keith Williams disappeared. Now, I get a lot of leads, and a lot of people in his community were saying that Keith had stage 4 cancer and he was getting his affairs in order. That's not right, guys. That's a load of rubbish because Keith, for one thing, is a community man. And he had a big community in the church, in his family, and also he loved the community. He told you that every Saturday morning, didn't he? Well, it seems like, with my knowledge, that he's probably going to be done for tax fraud. And that's a laugh because a lot of people who have been promoting HyperVerse, HyperFund, HyperCapital, HyperNation, HyperCosmo, Hyper, and working with the HyperTech group have actually been taking money like money laundering. And that's how you're going to get these bastards that have been taking your money. You know, when they say, hey, look, just give me your money and I'll set up your HyperVerse accounts for you. This is where we're going to get the little guys. The big guys, they're already being chased by the bigger guys, and they will get done in time. We really want to get people like Ryan, Sam, Jaden, the 2 Kevins off the streets. And there's a whole lot of people at the top of these opportunities who are creating them. We need to get off the streets. All the little multi-level marketers we've got to get them as well, but they'll be done for tax fraud. And they will get done because you know how they handled the transaction. You know how they handled your money. Now, if you've ever put money into any multi-level marketer's bank account, you go off to your tax department and you report them for money laundering, because this is how a lot of money has been moving around the internet. And I believe after doing this and following this for 12 months, this is the best option to get those small guys. Yeah, okay, I've been part of a petition and we're going to do a class action act against them. Hey, it's great. I always say to people, fighting these criminals is like having a battleship. And on the battleship, there's big guns. You got it? And there's also machine guns. And there's also atomic bombs. The atomic bombs are the government departments. They are doing their job, but unfortunately, they have to do it by the book because these judges make it very hard to throw these people. So they take a lot more time. So don't worry about the big guys. They're sorted in my eyes. All the little people that have been taking your money, your friends that you don't want to dob in, who took your 20% or your 15% or your 10%, whatever it was, you want to do them for money laundering. You want to go to the tax department in your country and report them for money laundering. Got it? That's how we're going to get them. The authorities are too busy, undermanned. They're not going to go after these little guys. All right, that being said, let's go back. So remember, we started up with HyperVerse, and then all the funds started to freeze. Kalpesh Patel left, and he went off, and he went off and said, I'm a good businessman, I'm loyal to the community, and I'm not going to scam the community. I couldn't do to the community I love. So he joined GS Partners. Would you believe I did a video about GS Partners, and I also embedded it on my website. They are a Norwegian company who spent $40,000 to get a one-page blog removed from my website. I didn't even know about it, but my ISP contacted me and said we've got a court injunction and we have to remove one page of your website. Unbelievable. If they just asked me nicely, I probably wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't have removed it. Anyway, next thing is, so Kalpesh went to GS Partners, and I started following that for a while. That lasted 2 weeks. He said it was the best thing since sliced bread, and all the people in the company's known them for years, and they're like brothers from another lover. Anyway, that lasted 2 weeks. Then he got involved in Global. And that is amazing. It's incredible. I actually managed to help get them flagged by the FMA in New Zealand for running a suspected Ponzi scheme. They had 5 conferences in Australia and New Zealand. I rang up every venue. I got all my mates to do the same. We even managed to have a venue in my hometown, Christchurch, New Zealand. We had TV cameras turned up there, and they got a whole page in the local newspaper about them running a Ponzi scheme. The day before, we managed to get it flagged by the FMA, and then I had the privilege of ringing up one of the organisers. Well, he rang me actually because he thought I wanted to spend $50,000 on cloud minting computers and a new cell phone that's coming out that's got 2 operating systems, but I didn't. But he thought I did, so he rang me up and he's going, "Oh, g'day, Dan, how are you?" I said, "Oh, I hear that this could be a Ponzi scheme." He goes, "Oh, no, I don't think so." But when he got off the phone, Diego got his bags, held the plane up as they took his bags off the plane. And the next 2 events they were holding in Sanctuary Cove and Adelaide, they cancelled. And he ran back to Dubai, absolutely crack up. And then he had the audacity to say he's going to sue me, and he's also going to sue the FMA because they don't understand his business model. Now, this is still talking about Kalpesh Patel. I hope you're following me on this so far. All right, so now what's Kalpesh Patel? He's now promoting the best opportunity he's ever seen again, and that is Data Bank. Now, they are paying up to 80, 90% commissions, all these Ponzi schemes. You know, I want to, people often say to me, how do these Ponzi schemes continue? Now, I got a message from a guy today, and this really sums up why I just in disbelief that you idiots who are about to listen to Sam Lee, who starts up another Ponzi scheme, and you come to me asking me if it's legit. Now, this is the typical email I get. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it correctly.
Hi, Danny. I hope you don't mind me sending you this message, but I wanted to ask you, are your estimation, are there any trustworthy passive income platforms worth looking into? I have been a member of Cash FX, all the hyper scams and Vidalook. I would to hear your views. Thanks.
So this guy who emailed me has asked me, Cash FX was a thing where you paid $750 into, And after, I think it was 3, maybe 4 months, you got your $750 back. Or you could leave your money on the platform and get 40% of your next package. And you couldn't take out all your money. You always had to leave like a percentage of the money in there, and it fell over. Now, this guy has lost his money in that. And he's also done all the hyper scams, and he's also now done VidiLook, which is Sam Lee's thing. And didn't mention Stable Deo, but now he's asking me, is there any legitimate platforms out there? The answer is no, right? If it involves crypto, multi-level marketing, they pay you some reward system, they give you some daily reward that's going to make you think you're getting rich. You are just playing an expensive game of Monopoly. So no, there is no platforms out there. If there is any platforms out there, please do not even contact me. I'm not interested in looking at them. Put your money in the bank, go get a product or a service, start selling it, make a profit, put that profit in the bank, and that's how you grow your savings. You do not give it away to scammers. And yes, I'm getting off my track here. So what do they do here? So HyperVerse turned into HyperNation, and Mr. whatever his name, Mr. H. I remember spending a whole day putting all the Mr. H videos together, proving that they had 4 different Mr. H's, which is absolutely incredible. Another one here is We Global, the one I was just talking about earlier on. They claim to have a cell phone that's coming out, but you guessed it, you can get the cell phone if you participate in the pre-sale. They also have hardware that they're going to sell you, which will mint tokens. Now, if you looked at this and you were trying to be intelligent, those tokens that they are minting are not WeX tokens, which is their token, which is worthless. It is another token that's even more worthless, but then theoretically you can transfer it from one token to another, and that's the deal. And you cannot mint crypto on your cell phone. We're talking minting, not what do they call it? What's the other thing you do? You're making, not burning, minting. I don't know. What's the other thing you do? You're not burning, mining, but very similar. Even fools me. So we.global, do not get involved in this Ponzi scheme. You will lose all your money. Now, everyone here, see, when they had all the money jam and no one could withdraw, the mum and dad investors couldn't get their money out, all the multi-level marketers diversified, and they went off to Novatech and we.global. And they were out there running the same Zoom meetings, encouraging people to invest new USDT. It's a scam. The multi-level marketers are the ones that are the criminals. They are the ones that are going to be hardest to stop. They are the ones that you need to think, how did that transaction take place when they set me up? Did they give me a bank account number? Did I give them cash? If you've done that, go report them to your local tax department and, get revenge that way. Now, yes, Novatech, run by 2 ministers who have previously been bankrupt. When I looked up their addresses for their registered offices, they did not exist. These companies, most of them have offices in the Cayman Islands. They're just criminals, and you guys are giving their money on trust, and they're using all the multi-level marketers that have years of blah, blah, blah. Anyway, VidiLook. Now, this is just a great opportunity. All you do is you sign up, and you've got 4 account structures, right? And then you just sit there all day long watching adverts from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Yahoo, and Facebook. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. It's all you do. Now, because you're doing something, you think you're earning the money. This is just using you like circus animals. It's just terrible. There's no such thing. I advertise on Google, and I do not want people to sit there, watch my adverts, and walk off, and then I'm going to give them ridiculous amounts of money for doing so. Now, ironically, VidiLook, this was a beta program, not the real deal. Oh no, because 7 days before this come out, I heard that they were talking about what are you going to do about the multiple accounts. Sam Lee, well, it's his mate Gareth who started up this one. He learnt because it's his software. Sam Lee's providing all the software with Hyper Technologies, right? Or Hypertech, can't get them mixed up. All right, so why all of a sudden the very next week did they have 10,000 multiple accounts? That means somebody paid $50 or $1,500 and created a multiple account. Imagine going to your bank and opening 100 accounts and the bank goes, you bankrupted us. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But anyway, why does it hurt them? Because they need people to recruit to make it feasible. And if you have 10,000 empty accounts getting daily interest and they're not recruiting, it falls over. So what do? We'll just jam all the withdrawals. We'll do an announcement and we'll tell them it's a beta program and we'll double the amount of rewards in the back end. Okay. How do we get the rewards out? You can't, Noddy. So they might as well give you $10 million trillion of their stupid token. Theoretically, what they're going to say to you, because they all do the same thing, they're going to say, I'll tell you what, guys, one day in the not too distant future, we will make it that you can transfer your dead money that we've already stolen from you into the VideoLook version 2 that's coming out. And the version 2 is going to have all the bugs out of it. It's going to be wonderful. But you've got to get in early. You do. You've got to get in early. And you've got to, purchase a new account. Just let me show you my watches. That's what's happening there. Daylight robbery. Stable Dayo. Isn't that beautiful? This is Sam Lee's baby. Stable Dayo. This is when he come out of hiding. Now remember, Blockchain Global? Yeah, well, Sam Lee's an Australian. I live in New Zealand. Sam Lee's in Australia. Oh, so what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, he's in Australia. That's what that means. That means he'll start up a company. Tried 3 times to get it listed on the Australian share market. Eventually, he got it there. Woohoo! Good, $50 million. Everyone gave him money into Sam Lee's account. And then all of a sudden, he disappeared. Where did he go? Let's see, we must have getting funny here. So Sam Lee took off. The scary thing about that was, where was all the money? It gone. Yes, 21 million unaccounted for. Never saw him. 8 months later, we heard about Hyper One. And we heard that Sam Lee was disgruntled with HyperVerse. And he was going to start up his own Hyper One. We even had photos of him in a lobby in a building in Dubai, we think it was. We weren't sure. Somewhere. And then I looked at the timestamps, and they were 2018. No, it's not real. 2 months later, he launched Stable Dayo. And we couldn't believe it. He'd come out of hiding. And it seemed like that Ryan and Jaden and Sam had some sort of disagreement. And it seemed like Sam decided to come out of hiding and start doing his own thing. That's where Stable Dayo came along. So then what happened with Stable Dayo? He started doing all these Zoom meetings and Instagrams and Twitters, and he was crap at marketing himself. So he got a bit disgruntled with that, and he decided, I know what I'll do. I'll stick it up Ryan Zhu and Jaden, and I'll try and steal their community. So it was a battle going on. So something's not right there. Meantime, I've got 2 Kevins up here, I think. One Kevin we know the name of, the other one we don't. And I reckon they're holding all the money. So all these 3 guys down the bottom don't have the money. So then Sam decided trying to steal the community. As soon as he come out, then we started getting announcements from HyperNation once again. One of the announcements, and I did a whole video on it, was them alleging that somebody had hacked into HyperVerse and stolen all the money and held them for ransom. And they finished up negotiating a deal that took 12 months for $400,000 as a finder's fee for somebody who found a vulnerability in the code that theoretically later on we found out that Sam provided. Sam's responsible for all the foundations of all these Ponzi schemes. So Sam comes along as a nice guy going, oh, guys, I'm going to save you. I'm going to help you get your 1 times back. But can you sign up for Stable Dayo? Give me all your driver's licenses and your passports and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous, guys. And you guys go, oh, I think he sounds like a nice guy. We even had him on a video saying that he's going to sign our petition to take corporate, do a class action on him. And he never did it. So he's just full of shit. So Stable Dayo didn't really work, but then his mate Gareth, who was a business partner, he started up VideoLook, and that's how that one come along. So now we've got VideoLook. It's already fallen over, only lasted 6 weeks. Have you noticed that these, like HyperVerse really did get some amazing traction because it was HyperCapital, HyperFund, HyperVerse, HyperNation, HyperCosmos, and HyperPlanet, I think, and HyperStore, and so many hypers, but they don't last as long. So VideoLook lasted 6 weeks, and now they're claiming they need time to fix things. Sure they do. And then you've got Sam Lee telling everyone there's nothing wrong with his code. His code's rock solid. Every one of these platforms have a problem. Now, I'm just going to mention some other ones that I've done videos on, just so you get an idea of what I actually do. This is Super One. They claim to have an app, and they've got this marketed by multi-level marketers. And I've had Andre Christensen ring me a few times telling me he's going to sue me. I'm already being sued, mate, so you might as well wait in line. And this app is basically going to be like a casino, and you can play it, and it just does all these wonderful things. He's been building this app since 2013, And it used to be a casino-like app, but they lost their casino license. There's so many flaws in this token. But in the meantime, you can watch Zoom meetings with the multi-level marketers. And I've been on those Zoom meetings and I've cornered some of those multi-level marketers, and I've questioned the fact they will show me their income they were making right now from selling the tokens for this game that never is going to eventuate. And in the meantime, people have lost out. I had one guy ring me up on a Saturday morning, talked to me for an hour and a half. He'd invested $100,000 and lost a lot. And there was also another real famous rower who had been invested in this with millions of dollars and lost a lot. Andreas, I speak to him on the phone. He abuses the crap out of me. I've gone back to him and said, come on, mate, answer these 20 questions I've got on a on a Zoom meeting. And I've given him the questions and he's promised he's going to do it. Nothing ever eventuates. But don't get involved in this one. It's just another multi-level marketing. I did a video about K7s and I couldn't really find anything about this actually being not a legitimate company. However, 7K metal is basically you can buy collectible coins and gold, and everyone's going around saying invest in gold and silver, but it's overpriced and the collectibles are only as good if somebody else thinks they're collectible who's going to buy them off you later on. So I did a big video all about this, and at the end of it I couldn't really find anything about the company that claimed it as a scam. Now Hex is another one that's really amazing. Now Hex is, in my opinion, a Ponzi scheme as well, and the people that I've spoke to tell me that they've got their money staked for 2 years. Now staking is meant to hold the value of the coin, so you might go along to the exchange and look at the coin and go, "Oh, it's maintaining its value," and that's because people can't get out of it. So you go to all these meetings, these Zoom meetings. I presume, I don't know how this works, and you're wondering why that one's not dropping in value. That's because everyone's waiting 2 years to cash up. Somebody who invested $90,000 in second-hand HyperVerse memberships told me that they also had their money in Hex, and if they took their money out, they would lose over half the money they put in. And they asked me for my advice. I said, if you can get your money out of it, get your money out of these platforms. They're all falling over like flies. And the trap is that you think that these are all legitimate companies. There's no such thing as a high return in your investment. I don't care what advertising they do. These are just clever website developers. Okay, now Validus is another one I have done no research on at all, but everyone that jumped out of the boat, multi-level marketers, they have gone into promoting Validus, and I'm pretty sure if you researched every one of these people, it's just I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to call it a Ponzi scheme, but I'm not saying it isn't. But I believe 99.99999% it is a Ponzi scheme, and if you invest in it, you'll lose all your money. Okay, but I don't know if it's a Ponzi scheme or not. I haven't done any research, but I can tell because it has crypto and it has high returns on your investment, and they don't have a product or service. How hard is it to figure out if these are Ponzi schemes or not, guys? And if you think you're cleverer than a Ponzi scheme, you're nuts. All right, anyway, where are we? Yield notes. Don't know anything about them, but I was watching this guy push this down people's throats for ages, and then all of a sudden their withdrawals stopped. But you may have something to do with yield notes. But I remember watching a guy promote this every day because he was getting commissions. That, in my knowledge, has fallen over and the withdrawals have stopped. Now, I weren't going to do Luna One. Luna One's a fantastic company. They're the best company. They're building a metaverse. Now, they had a unique opportunity for everyone. They used a company called the Run Guys. So this is influence. They also use Mr. Wonderful. They also use John McAfee. And they have a whole lot of other influencers they've used as well. Now, what they did a campaign for 3 months telling everyone that you could buy the Luna One token that was about to be released. They had a price for that token that was in a pre-sale, and they were selling to everyone at 15 cents each. And they said on market day, when it gets released, I think on Coinbase, I'm not sure, Coin something, that it was going to get released at 25 cents each. Now, the company that was promoting it was the Run Guys, who have now rebranded their website and removed all the videos they did promoting it. Would you believe? No, I would believe that. And also, I heard through the grapevine, the Run Guys got a lot of these tokens. But on launch day, a lot of people who bought the tokens never actually received the tokens, so they couldn't even sell them if they wanted to. And the next thing, they released the tokens at 5 cents each. Yes, I did say 5 cents. So that's 66 point something % of their money actually gone just like that. Boom, lost. Everyone was up in arms, and then they come to me asking, they wanted to tell their story, and I've told the story. So, hey, was that a good investment? I'll let you decide. I'm not going to make any decisions there for you. However, they did publish on their website afterwards that they got, even though they had 3 months of marketing to do, on the day they got some advice from somebody who suggested it might be a better idea launching it at 5 cents rather than 25 cents. So they pissed off a lot of people. Currently, I have 45 people that have given me their names and their details and their story who are not happy about that one. So watch out, because this is the type of opportunities that these guys give people. Now, Coin Market Bull. Now, I got this frantic email. I was in the Coin Market Bull Telegram group. They had 57 members. And all of a sudden, over 2 days, it went up to 10,000 members. Now, the people behind this, they did this amazing thing. If you sign up, that's all you need to do. You'll get 500 USD credited to your account. 500 for just signing up? What have I got to lose? So everyone signed up. I didn't, but all my friends did, who said, oh, yeah, what have you got to lose? Why wouldn't you sign up? Get 500 free. So now it eventuated that you're not going to get that 500 until you've actually sold $5,000 worth of memberships to your friends and family. And once you do that, you'll get the 500. So that means instead of paying the normal, like I said earlier on, that HyperVerse were actually paying out, if you had a big team, 52% of the money went out the window. Before it even hit the platform that was going to build a metaverse worth millions. Now, remember Facebook? Yeah, they were going to build a metaverse. They started this all up. They should be held accountable, I reckon. They had spent, I think, $14 billion building the metaverse. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, it doesn't seem like people are really interested in. Let's lay off 11,000 staff. Now, if that much money and that many people are not doing metaverse, how do these little wee teapot, cozy little tiny shrinky companies how can they make claims that they're going to build a metaverse? Anyway, so Cash Bull Market basically said to everybody, hey, sign up for a free. So now they've got 10,000 plus. They've got lots and lots of people invested in this company, trying to push it down your friends and family so they can get their $500, which is only 10% a referral fee. So these guys are very clever. Anyway, I'm going to show you this company here. I did hear, if you search for Coin Market Bull Scam, my video comes up number 1. Thank you very much. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. So they have now launched Max, I can't even say it properly, Max Spread. And this is the same guy that I've watched this guy, Jan, whatever his last name is, I can't read it. I wonder if I can. I might be able to. 1 minute, let's have a listen.
CEO Jan Gregory.
So Jan Gregory is the founder of this company. I've watched him on YouTube doing lives and all this sort of stuff, and he's just gaslights everyone, to be honest. But if you want to, find out who's behind these companies, check out this guy's Instagram. And do you think that he's making money from you investing? Now, that picture on the right with him in that car, Diego from Wee Global, has exactly the same picture, looks like the same car, and I'm guessing that they're in Dubai. But it's just so funny that they're in the same car. It must be a Bentley car. I don't know. I'm not that sort of way inclined. But you can see this guy's his lifestyle. Where do you think these guys get the money from to live these beautiful lifestyles, have these beautiful women, drive these expensive cars? Where do you think they get the money from? Do you think that you are also going to get the same money that they've got? Look, he's on a wee yacht there. Do you really think that you are going to get their money in your pocket if you sign up for their program? Or are they spending it as quick as they get it so that they know that they're going to be locked up one day? So they're spending the money, having the best lifestyle ever. I mean, come on, guys. Where do you think these guys get their money from? Are they really building metaverses? I don't know anything about this guy, except I knew that he started up the Coin Market Bull website, and I know that he's now starting up this clever thing here with AI. They're either geniuses and Elon Musk has got it wrong, or they're using the money that you're paying to fund their lifestyles. All right, so the other one is Satoshi. I wanted to go through.
Satoshi.
So Satoshi is another website. I can't even find out who owns it. But I went to my favorite website, which is Behind MLM, and Oz has done a great story on them. And he talks about the crash of HyperNation and how it collapsed. If you want the latest information on anything, please do go to behindmlm.com and you can read up about the announcement and everything like this. Because what you've got now is these, what I'm trying to say is you've got all these leaders, they're nobodies. All these scammers who are called VIPs who think they're intelligent, who've made a lot of money. I met one guy who recruited 180 people into HyperVerse. He made himself just short of 200,000. His team is now 6,000 large. Brenda Chunga had claims that she's only ever made $1 million out of HyperVerse. Keith Williams, in my part 3 video just a couple back, said that she was amazing because her team had generated $640 million worth of sales for HyperVerse. Isn't that just ridiculous? Anyway, go in here and have a look at the latest schemes. Every time there's a new one, I go here and he's always publishing articles. And there's dirt on the guy that runs this because people try to get FUD on people that are trying to warn people. So good on this guy for running this website. Really impressed. But Satoshi AI, let's have a look. So what he pointed out here, if you go to, I'm going to bring it up large. If you go to the code. Now, this is for, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at pronouncing it, but I'm going to have a go.
Satoshi.
Anyway, the website code that they are using, if you go into it and you right click on it and you go down to page source, it will show you the code. Believe it. Now, what he's done is gone through the website and looked through all the pages, and then we've found in the code the title hadn't been changed, and it's HyperNation. So this is what I'm saying, guys. It's a criminal network. They're treating like circus animals. They're using multi-level marketers, which are getting their money out now. You guys are mum and dad investors, and you're putting your money in on a handshake, goodwill, and trust, hoping that you're going to get a too good to be true amount of money back by giving them your hard-earned dollars. I have heard from numerous people who have lost all their money to these guys because they've taken out Pinicky Nark, one of the ones I hate the most. He did all these talks about how your pension funds are actually a Ponzi scheme that the government is running, and then people have taken out their money out of the Ponzi schemes, out of the retirement fund and put it into these Ponzi schemes. It's just ridiculous. Please do not believe these people in these Zoom meetings. Don't care how nice they are. And because you think you're friends with them, I've heard of numerous people being befriended by these scammers, and then as soon as they get their money or they question the fact that they've lost the money, they just cut them off. And I've just hit day after day, I get messages after messages from people telling me they've lost their money. Can I get it back? You know, I've given my life savings. I've mortgaged my house. I had one guy that mortgaged his house. One guy who's told people he needed some temporary money so he can refinance his house to get a better mortgage. But what he was doing, he was paying these people off that holding him for ransom in another scam. But just don't fall privy to it. All right, so that's just a rundown on some basic scam that's going on at the moment. I've only got about 10 minutes left because I've got to go pick up my partner from the airport. But I wanted to go through this PDF. Now, this is a PDF that was sent to the nodes. Now, they're the people that theoretically have either paid $10,000 or $100,000 to buy a purple or a platinum NFT. When they were part of HyperNation. Now, HyperNation thought it was a good idea to put down in writing why this company fell over, just like it was a proper company, even though it was never registered in any country, even though it had corporate who we never saw, we never knew, but we found out that it was, what do you call his name? Sam Lee, Ryan Zhu, and Jaden Wee, and two Kevins. They are corporate. They're behind all of this. The money, we saw a transaction for $842 million leave the HyperVerse accounts on the day. That money got broken into small wallets of Bitcoin that will be scattered through the universe. You'll never see that again. What we really need to focus on, guys, I know you want to get back at the people that introduced you to it. Go to your tax department and complain that you may have been scammed and money laundering. Go after the individual that introduced you to it. And leave the authorities, the government departments, to go after the people at the top. And let's go find Ryan Zhu, and let's get Sam, and let's get Jaden, and whoever these two Kevin guys are that I rave about. We need to get them off the streets. So any sightings of them, please do let me know. I have a red telephone on my desk that I can basically get the right people to intercept these guys as soon as possible. We just need to be diligent. We did find Ryan Zhu at a nightclub in New York singing karaoke. They were on my shorts. You'll see those photos. We also, if you look at that photo there, you can see that's actually Ryan on his birthday less than 12 months ago. He's in his apartment, which looked like an American apartment, and he's crying on his birthday. Is he sorry because HyperNation has fallen over, or is he sorry because he feels guilty, or is he just a crybaby? Let's just call him a crybaby. All right, I'm going to quickly go through this PDF, and it basically overview of changes and concerns. I've got all these slides. If you go to my YouTube channel, go into my community area, I've uploaded them in 3 sections, and you can see there's 15 slides basically showing you. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to read this, but if you want to read these now, but this is basically telling you the purpose of this PDF. It's basically there to explain what went wrong. Now, when I was preparing and getting my camera gear ready for this video, I actually selected it all and read the whole lot out loud. And I was listening to it, and one thing did ring true every time, and that was the system fell over due to the lack of recruitment. So you can sit here. I actually get really annoyed reading this information, but if you want to read it, you can pause this video and read it as I scroll. Now, I'm not going to put myself through the pain of doing so, but I want to ask you guys, at what point are you guys going to wake up? What point are you going to start thinking like me, and there is no crypto opportunity out there where you give other people your USDT and they're going to invest in it with their hand on the heart to give you 3, 4, or 5 times their rewards? The new one, Data Bank, is claiming to give people 80 or 90% of their return back, and you're going to break even in 33 days. If you look at VidiLook, it lasted 6 weeks and it fell over. Now you've got Kalpesh Patel and his team. We assume his team's coming over with him, of course. They said that it's going to take 33 days for you to break even. Now, if you do the maths on that, 33 days to break even, within that time, they're hoping that you will recruit 2 people. That means that in the next 33 days, you may actually get your money back and then some. But if it doesn't get traction and you don't recruit people, it falls over. Hence why VidiLook only lasted 6 weeks. All right, they're getting shorter. So if you see that they're saying it's going to take 33 days before you break even, then that gives them 33 days to run away with your money. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm going to read this paragraph here because this is the downfall, the reason they think they had the downfall.
The downfall of the HyperNation can be ascribed to a range of factors encompassing recruitment, reward, withdrawal, and underlying financial challenges. In an earnest effort to ensure transparency and explain the sequence of events leading to the platform's unfortunate demise, the team has meticulously compiled a detailed timeline. This disclosure brings forth valuable insights into the roles and responsibilities of community leaders, while also drawing attention to emerging recruitment and withdrawal trends, and the level of staking adoption. It is evident that these factors played a significant role in the platform's unfortunate outcome. By sharing this information, a primary objective is to provide utmost clarity regarding the factors that led to financial losses within the platform.
This is sickening, actually, because there was 2 aspects I noticed when listening to this. It was the lack of recruitment. So they were beating up everyone that was promoting it by not recruiting enough people to bring fresh money in. And then they were also saying that people were withdrawing money at alarming rates and not doing the right by the community. So there was a few dubious people in here who were in here to make money. How terrible are those people? And they took out their money. How shocking is that? It's just ridiculous. And this is why it fell over. I'm thinking Ponzi scheme. Incident timeline reports. So here they go through. I mean, go to my community area of my website, have a read of the stuff if you must. There's nothing more boring listening to some YouTuber making you read stuff off the screen. But they have gone through since October 2022, and basically, like, an investigation was... I've got to read some of this.
An investigation has been initiated, and to stabilize the token value and platform ecosystem, a total of 410 million HND has been burned. Although burning tokens may be controversial, it is a common practice in the cryptocurrency industry to stabilize token value and safeguard investor enters.
Alrighty, so why do they burn tokens? Well, there's because I don't know about HyperNation, how many tokens they had, but normally they have 21 million because Bitcoin has 21 million coins. It's the only coin to invest in is Bitcoin because it's limited at 21 million. So these guys could come along and have 21 million and you'd think, oh, 21 million, it must be good because it's the same as Bitcoin. Then they could drop another 21 million coins on the market. And all of a sudden there's 42 million coins on the market and you've just lost half the value of your coins. So I'm not a crypto genius and I probably might get this wrong, but I'm thinking that if you burn the coins, say if you burn 410 million HyperNation dollars, which didn't even get time to get established, then the remainder dollars stabilize. That's the plan. Rubbish. Anyway, November 22. What did happen then? Experienced significant decline. Further aspirate. I can't even read. I said this is why I'm not reading it, but you've got to read this stuff. I mean,
further exacerbated by numerous withdrawals during the holiday season.
Oh my
The decline
goodness.
in token price can be attributed to unidentified
people who are in the program, who are part of the community, are taking out their monies to go on holidays. What sort of people are these? And this is another reason why they suffered dramatically. December 22, this would be funny, because this is when Keith Williams was made the global sales representative for HyperNation, and then also disappeared because he took the exit money. They wanted somebody to come up with a slow exit. I must admit, this document is written really well, and I always thought the Chinese were running this. I thought Ryan Zhu and Jaden Wei, from China, and they would write this. But this is really well written, and the same people who wrote this have wrote all the other marketing material, because when you listen to it, all the Mr. H talks and all the presentations are exactly the same. It's just so terrible. So I'm just trying to think, community leaders. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit of this, but as I said, in my community area, you can listen to these.
Recognizing the necessity to retain users and prevent further attrition, community managers organized Zoom meetings with community leaders.
Oh my goodness. So there you go. That's where Keith Williams was theoretically made the global sales representative for HyperNation, washing his hands of HyperVerse. And he tried to insinuate that HyperVerse and HyperNation were two separate entities. And now we can see with this Satoshi, whatever it is, they're using the same code that they've been using for HyperNation. Incredible. So they're all connected together. Okay, guys, have you got this? So if you invest in this, they're just milking you like a cow. And every 4 a.m. start, they come along, they go, we want more USDT. We want more USDT. And you're going, okay, I believe you. I'm a cow. Don't do it. Stop it. Incident report, January the 23, New Year Festival campaign was proved as successful. Many citizens took advantage of the reward system because they were trying to sell things to you guys. They were trying to get money out of the people that had already bought the trust. That they come up with these stupid... I didn't even follow any of this. I don't even know what I'm talking about at the moment because I just remember seeing all these adverts coming out going, Mother's Day. Even now, if you go to... Oh, we've got to do it. Okay, sorry guys. I shouldn't do verse, but I'm going to... If we go to HyperNation, right, and this is the company that has just fallen over, right, and you go to their Instagram, and I bet you anything you like that if you sign up and try to give them money today, they would take it. So this is their Instagram, right, and it's Valentine's. Oh, is this Valentine's? Oh, I thought it was Mother's Day. Oh, no, but see all the adverts they had? And I've been looking through a lot of their stuff, looking for a photo of Keith Williams, and I did actually find one, which blew me away. But these people here, you will know them, and you would have talked to them. But this is around This photo would have been taken in December, and Keith Williams was going to appear, I think it was the 16th of December, in some promotional something or other. And these people here are the ones that really are in danger of getting done for tax evasion and money laundering, because these guys would have handled money. Forget about crypto. I know Keith Williams is in a lot of shit right now. He ain't got no cancer, and that's how they're going to get these guys. Clayton Fords. There's another guy, which I never get the name right. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's on another screen I have hidden over here. But they wanted me to mention some people's names. Clayton Ford they hang out together. Oh, where is it? Clayton Ford, where is his name? Oh, Clayton Ford, no, Clayton Ford, chat room logs. Boy, people chat a lot in these chat rooms. Hey, do check out my Telegram group if you want to know any more information about Ponzi schemes or scams, and you're sitting here on the fence and you're thinking, I don't really know. Here it is. I need to say this. Yeah, here it is. Headburn. He's disgusting. We need to get this guy. We need to find out information about this guy.
Randall Hepburn.
Is it Randall? R-A-N-N-A-L. Hepburn. H-E-P-B-U-R-N. Now, I'm dyslexic. If you go back one video back, you will see I did a video about how I have dyslexia, and I find it really hard. So don't judge me on my reading. Judge me on my... hey, and they're chatting about me in this group. I've got to tell you this. They're chatting about me in this group, and it is... what's the group called? Hyper Strategy Lab. And they said that I have mental problems. You bet I do. Anybody has mental problems who wants to go out there and try to take on these scammers. But if you're going to judge me because you think I'm a bit mental, then think about what you just did. You invested your crypto to a company that doesn't even have an office. You don't even know the people that you invested the money in, hoping that you were going to get 3 times your reward back. And you call me mental. Call me whatever you like, but I've certainly been vindicated with the fall of HyperNation. And remember, HyperNation is dead. And if you watch one of my first videos, I had all the green screen behind me, and I said, I'm your savior from HyperVerse. Well, there you go. It crashed. Vindication. Even got a page in the New York Times about my quest to name and shame anyone running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. A whole page. Brilliant. Still haven't even got the hard copy of that coming in the mail, just saying. Anyone got that? Let me know. What else we got? They interview. Oh, yeah, I love this. March 23. Something here. I'm just going to do the terminology, but it talks about the universal basic income.
Measures being implemented is the universal basic income.
That's
release rate adaptation.
Oh my goodness, the terminology they use in here is even is just shocking. So November the 22, risk team had identified significant. Oh, I'm reading this backwards. That's not much good. Listen to the terminology they use to confuse people. Now, remember, most people that invest in these Ponzi schemes are 50 and above, and they're normally from the Black African community because they have religious beliefs, a lot of them. And listen to the terminology they use.
Despite the introduction of liquidity mining and hyper-yield aggregator initiatives, they failed to attract the anticipated market attention and support, leading to minimal engagement.
These timelines are actually all over the place, thank goodness, because we're going back to January now. Okay, so remember, go to my YouTube channel, go to the community area, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see. But the big thing, it's very obvious, it was all about recruitment. This company did not last, and they were correct, because there isn't enough idiots in the world to keep recruiting people. There's only so many idiots, and a lot of the idiots are people who are probably watching this video thinking they are cleverer than the Ponzi scheme. As soon as you put $100 or that $200 or just $300, then it's not worth you going after that, is it? If it goes all pear-shaped. No, it's not, and that's how they make money. Now, 1.5 million people, so they said, some people said 2 million people, if you all put $300 in, that's $4 billion. Now, I had one guy, which I've said quite a few times, put $5 million in. He rang me up. Hey, I put $5 million in. Where'd you get the money from? I said. He said, it's not mine. It's my family's money. They want to take my house off me and they want to do me for malpractice. Now, that guy was somebody who dealt with the actual financial like the share market, and he could see all the transactions happening. He knew there's a lot of money going around here, and he wanted some piece of that. So he advised his family. They trusted him. He created 117 accounts, and unfortunately his family had lost the money. Now they want to go after him. Don't be one of those guys, because if the the smallest amount was $300, 1.5 people is $4 billion. The average seems to be a lot more. I mean, I get emails all day long from people saying I put 5 and 10 and 15 in. I've got them on this chat group. We've got a Hyper Fraud Telegram group that's there. If you want it, go to my Telegram group, ask me, chat with me. I'm very approachable. Okay, so here we go here. Recruitment comparison from previous months. So just bear in mind this is all bullshit, because the reason I can say it's all bullshit is because just mathematically, and I'm not a mathematician, but I'm guessing that they didn't have the volume of people back in November that they did in March. So these figures don't quite work because they haven't had the same growth rate. So normally things go like this, and it's very hard to go up higher when you haven't got the volume. So the reason why, look, they're in the red. In January 2023, this is just HyperNation, not HyperVerse. If they did this graph on I'm just not even going to go into it. But look at this. India, you are the cleverest nation of all the people because you gave them the most money. And then we've got South Africa. They weren't too far behind. The USA, Italy, Canada, Great Britain. Where's not New Zealand. Hope it's not New Zealand. What's new? See, it's got new. In Germany. Wonder what new is. Hope it's not New Zealand. No, Australia would come in first. Don't know. Hope no Kiwis are investing in this crap. Anyway, then we come down to the withdrawals, you see. So this is the problem. People putting money in and then wanting to take it out again. It's not like a bank. You don't take your money out ever. You leave it in there for the people at the top who are driving all those sports cars. So that's the reviews. You can see that people were just taking out far too much money. So they had to freeze the money to stop people taking money out. This is a one-way investment opportunity. Monthly regional withdrawal trend comparison. Oh my God. Anyway, have a look at all these. Staking, it's just doing my head in. I just get sick of looking at these white papers. Do you know the real funny thing about these white papers? Well, not these white papers, the PDFs. AI is amazing. You can use AI really easily. You can tell it to create your PDFs for business plans. And I'm sure these scammers are doing the same. So a lot of this stuff is generated. A lot of this is all part of the exit strategy. And unfortunately, guys, if you put your money in here, you have lost your money and there's no way you're going to get your money back. Hey, if you want to help me fight scams, just do something simple, and that's hit the thumbs up button. Provide a comment. What did you learn from my video? Help me out. I'm not going to be a rich YouTuber. I think I've made about $4,000 out of my YouTube channel the last 12 months. I've done 200 videos, for God's sake. I'm not doing it for the money, guys. I'm doing it because I was brought up in a religion I was a Jehovah's Witness. And I used to believe the elders, the ministerial servant, the circuit overseers used to preach to us and when I was growing up in it, I had a community around me and it was my life. And then I discovered women, had premarital sex, which was naughty, got kicked out. I spent 4 months of my life bawling my eyes out at the kingdom halls, trying to get back in to the organisation because I really needed it in my life. And then I got back in after 4 months, and then I met this girl and did the same thing again, got kicked out. Spent another 12 months of my life. Yes, I spent another 12 months of my life trying to get back into this organisation. And then I realised it wasn't for me, and I gave up. And I've never looked back. But I see a parallel. That's what I'm trying to get at. These Ponzi schemes, these scammers, these rich guys that I showed you before, they're making money out of you. And your little $300 and your $400 adds up to a lot of money to go buy cocktails. They're living the dream that they're selling you. You are never going to live that dream. Find a product or a service. Start a small business. Start a side hustle. At the moment, I'm as broke as I've ever had. The only way I'm surviving is I do drop shipping. That's how I survive. That's what I do. I buy products from shops that I don't have, and I market them better because I'm clever, and then I sell them, and I get a little bit along the way. And that's the only way I'm surviving at the moment. Hey, I want to go back to this here. I just want to go to the conclusion. I think that's important for us to read. So after... Okay, you're going to love this. So I've got to go pick up my partner from the airport, but I'm going to just read this paragraph.
After careful deliberation, The HyperNation Corporation has reached the realization that sustaining its operations will no longer be feasible. Following Satoshi AI's acquisition of Hyperlab in February, the HyperNation recognized the potential for collaboration, considering that the citizens of the HyperNation are also stakeholders in Hyperlab. Citizens are encouraged to reach out to their respective community leaders of the region for guidance. This report is hereby declared as up to date, with comprehensive responses provided to all inquiries concerning the HyperNation. Any further inquiries or requests shall be attended to by the community leaders. Given the circumstances, it is imperative for citizens to seek guidance from their community leaders in order to effectively navigate the forthcoming alterations in the HyperNation. Apart from that, it is strongly advised that community leaders keep their community well informed and updated regarding the transitioning plan and its corresponding affiliations. The HyperNation Corporation remains firmly committed to supporting you during this transitional period. The direction to navigate the forthcoming changes has not been made lightly, and we acknowledge the potential impact it may have on each of you. Your well-being remains a top priority. We sincerely appreciate your understanding, patience, and continued support as we navigate through this process. Together, we will overcome the challenges and emerge stronger than ever.
Oh my goodness, get me a bucket. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. This is just a rinse and repeat. As I showed you before, and I'm going to show you one other time, is it goes from, just bear with me for a bit, you've got blockchain, what is it? Bitcoin Group, Colin Star Capital, Hyper Capital, HyperVerse, HyperFund, HyperVerse, HyperNation, and now they're going all the way down here to Satoshi. I can't even say it, and that might
Satoshi.
So they're passing it all off to Satoshi, and obviously they're using the same code on their website that we can see here. It's even got HyperNation still on it. I mean, these guys are all in bed together, and you've got Sam telling everyone to get involved in Stable Deo. And then he's getting you to give your driver's license and your, your passport details so they can get to know their own customer. Then they start up a video look thing with his friend Jared. And he's telling you that by watching commercials, you're going to get paid ridiculous amounts of money. People are getting $5,000 a month from this thing because they've invested $1,500. Everyone goes, oh, wow, that's amazing. Let's get in bed with that. Everyone jumps in. It just goes on and on and on. It's just ridiculous, guys. I mean, at what point do you stop? I'm Danny DeHeck, a.k.a. the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I'm your saviour. I'm your saviour from Ponzi schemes. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell. Enjoy my intro, which is on the intro as I play it. I'll see you next time. See you guys.